A lot of times when you're doing joinery, you need to make one of your cuts and then you need to move your fence a specific amount of space and then you need to make another cut, sometimes more than one time. And most fences don't stay square to the table. You need to make sure they're square to the table every time you set them up. That gets annoying if you have to keep on doing it every time you move the fence. So I built a micro adjustable jig that you can clamp onto pretty much any one of your woodworking tools. And you have the ability to micro adjust and move things at a specific amount of space or whatever. All right, so I got a little piece of 3/4 inch oak plywood, and then I have a 2x4 that cut the rounded edges off and just made it square. This is going to be the base, and then this is going to be the part that the main mechanism clamps to, and we need 2 of them, so I'm just going to cut both of these in half. All right, now we're going to drill holes for our threaded inserts. You want to try to get 3/8 16 size threaded inserts if you can, because 1 full turn is going to be exactly a 1/16 of an inch. But a 1/4 20 size is actually a lot more common, so if you have those laying around, that's okay. You can use those too. We're going to drill 2 holes into our bases here. Now we're going to use CA glue and CA glue spray, and we're going to put our threaded inserts in. All right, so first thing, I'm just going to go ahead and countersink some holes at the bottom of the pieces of plywood where it's going to attach to the the base thing or whatever. Make sure you go on the outside, not the middle, so you don't hit where your threaded insert is. All right, now that we countersink, we're just going to put some glue on it and clamp it down, put some screws in it. The clamp is going to keep it from separating while we do this. Make sure your bolt is turned all the way so that it's making contact with the wooden base. Do it on both of them. Butt it up against the fence, clamp it on. The size of the hardware that I have, the threaded insert nut and bolts, again, it's 3/8 16 size. So each full rotation is a 1/16 of an inch. So if I need to move the fence back a 1/4 of an inch, I'm going to go 4 full rotations, and I mark the bolt with a line on it so that I know exactly where I started from. So I'm going to do that now. So after you do that, you use the first nut to lock it in place. And the second one locks the first nut down so it can't move when your table vibrates. And you're gonna wanna use wrenches, especially if your table vibrates a lot. You gotta do it on both sides, don't forget. After you do that, put your fence back up against the head of your bolts and lock it down. And then you can get the micro adjustable jigs out of the way. And then keep them exactly the way they are, because if you need to go back to your starting position, clamp it back to the table. Make sure the bolt is making contact with your fence. Loosen up your nut. All right, and then spin your bolt back the other way so that it makes contact with your wooden base again. And then slide your fence back until it touches your jigs, and tighten the fence again, and you're back in your starting position. It's as easy as that.